Hey, and welcome to my channel. Now, I'm going to declare to you, it's probably going to be duller than a butter knife. I can't think of nothing to talk about. That's what I told David in there a while ago. I guess I'll come out here and tell you how much I weigh. See you next time. I don't know. There ain't much been happening. So we'll just go to the weight. I weighed in at 331.3 for a what? A loss of 2.5 pounds. Puts me to 45.8. Now, I ain't excited about it because I know it come out of my legs. My legs, especially my left one, is still swollen. The blue toe is faded, thankfully. And it's still swollen, and my feet are still swollen, but it's not like it was. It was like a Macy's hot air balloon swollen. You see what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure that 2.5 pounds is water weight off my legs. I do, because here again, it's been another week where I have not tried. I have not tried either way. What I tell you, I ain't tried to gain weight, but I ain't tried to lose weight. So I'm just eating. Now, if it ain't water weight, then I don't know. I'm still not. The funny thing about it is, it's like I don't feel like I'm off track, which is really stupid to say because I'm not on track, but I'm not eating in my old ways. Not fully. I'm partially eating in my old ways, as in I'm still not weighing and measuring properly, and I'm eating, pretty much what I want. I'm pretty much eating what I want. So I don't know when that is subject to change. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I gotta sit here and say, oh yeah, I'm getting right back on track today. I'm doing it, cause I ain't. Listen, excuse me. My mind wants to eat healthily and everything, but well, this girl over here, she wants to, and this one over here don't. This one over here is winning. So I don't know. I'll just, like I say, I'll get back to it when I feel like getting back to it, and that's all I know to say about it. Sick of points. I've counted points for over 3 years, and I ain't hardly got nowhere. I've just been treading water. I've counted calories. I'm low carb. I've ketoed, and I'm just fighting stuff that is hard to fight, and so I'm just tired of fighting at the moment. I know I tell y'all, don't give up, don't give up. Well, I ain't give up. I'm still taking a break. I'm Ross and Rachel. We were on a break. So that's all I know. But if you're not taking a break and you're going hard, you keep going hard. Don't think just because I'm taking a break, you can too, because don't ruin your momentum. If you have some momentum going, you keep at it. I will tell you, yesterday, yeah, if you watch my haul, you know I took RJ with me, and I take him back to the neurologist tomorrow, and he told me the past couple days had been worse than when it first started. We just don't know if he's done permanent damage to his brain. His fogginess, forgetfulness. He said he can be in the middle of doing something and just completely forget what he's doing, and that's not like him. He is a very, very intelligent, astute young man, and he's a young man. He's 34. So the neurologist told him last time the next step, if the medicine didn't work, which it obviously is not, would be an MRI. But said he was hesitant to do that because it's expensive and RJ didn't have insurance. I'm like, well, we can't help that right now. We just have to, see what's causing it and see if we can get it better. He said he can't live like this. I'm like, no, you can't. He's miserable. He can't drive. he like I said, he's got the brain fog and the vertigo type feelings where his head just spins like a top. He's not doing good. So if y'all would continue to remember him, I appreciate that. So that is tomorrow. Today I had my heart echo, and then I went across the hall and had, I think it's called an ABI, where they check the pressure in your ankles to make sure you got enough blood flow going from the top of your body down to your feet. And I haven't heard anything back from that. Lots of times they'll have test results put up by the time you get home, but that don't mean the doctor looked at them. And I'll tell you this, the woman who did my echo, she said back October, November, she said the government stepped in and said when the test, when the doctor hits, it's done, it's got to be sent to that patient. That's a government thing that they're making them do that. She said she didn't know that. They were getting calls from angry patients and angry doctors like, why did you send that? Patients are getting all worried about things that they don't understand what they're reading when the doctor hadn't had time to respond to them and explain it to them. And that's why the government is making them do that. So today, I don't know, maybe they just, at these two places, maybe they don't get on it as quick as they do like in radiology. Radiology's right on it. I mean, just boom. But she said, they're not supposed to tell you nothing, but she did say, she said, well, I don't see nothing we'd have to call somebody in here right away for on the heart. And so she said they'll look at the last one. I've had like 4, but she said they'll compare it to the last one I had, which was in 2019, and see, what kind of changes. There's just some little, hardening the arteries, just little odds and ends, things like that. Nothing, Then I went over, that was at the cardiology, and then right across the hall was the vascular institute, so I went over there, and he strapped 2 cuffs around my arms, and then 2 around the bottom of my legs, right towards my ankles, and he did each one separately. He put like some gel on my hand and a little wand, and it caught my heartbeat, and then it caught the blood pressure. And then he did this one, then he did that foot, that leg, and then he did that leg. And I started to get up. He says, well, don't go nowhere, I ain't through. I'm like, okay. So then he wrapped something around each one of my big toes and put these clamps on. I told David it looked like he was trying to jump start me. The left one had a yellow clamp and the right one had a red clamp, and I don't I don't know what they could tell, but they could tell. He said it looked okay to him. Nothing to get too worried about. He did say, both of them when I went, he says, so you here for a blue toe? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, so you had a blue toe? I'm like, yeah. Which I told you there's that thing called blue toe syndrome. So if you wake up one day and you got a blue or purple toe, if you look like you got a grape in your shoe, then you better go call the doctor, because it is a sign of something serious. But he said that a lot of times a piece of plaque can break off from somewhere and travel right down there and do that to your toe. He said it sure can. So maybe that's what happened. I guess we'll wait. My visit with the doctor that I saw last week is next week, maybe. I just do a telephone visit with her, so she can just, like, I guess, wrap it up and tell me what's what with these tests and what she thinks happened and all this and that. So that was what today consisted of. And I left, Lord have mercy, I left extra early because I was afraid I'd be caught in that rush hour traffic. I guess I was in the pre-rush hour traffic because I had to be there at 8. And so all my driving was done prior to 8. Well, I was there a half hour early, so I just sat in the car and jammed my music a little bit. Then I took water with me, and like a total doofus, I didn't take it inside with me, and my mouth was dry as sucking on cotton. I couldn't work up enough spit, and I'd have my candies in my pocketbook because I just had a little bag. I didn't have pants on that don't have pockets in it. Otherwise, I would just have had my wallet in my pocket. But when I went in the building, I smelled coffee. I'm like, and I didn't notice this last time, but they got just a little area over to the side where you get coffee, water. They had like little sandwiches, chips, little things like that. I guess it's all heart healthy since it's right there in the Heart and Vascular Institute. I would hope. I didn't see no pastries or cookies or nothing like that, so it was like those Beano chips and Pitos or whatever all that stuff is. I don't know. Well, I went to get me a water. Swiped my card. It said declined. I said, what? She said, do it again. I put it in. I just did the chip. It said decline. I'm like, girl. I got tons of money in the bank. And then I'm like, no, hold up. I don't have tons of money. She said, but you got enough to pay for that water. I said, yes, I got enough to pay for that water. She said, well, let's do it again. So I tried to swipe it. It wouldn't swipe. It said, insert a chip. So I insert a chip. Decline. She goes, girl, she said, you better call the bank. Somebody done got your money. Like somebody better than I had done got my money. So we were standing there. I pulled up my bank on the phone, and my money was still there. So I said, well, something's wrong with my card. She said, well, when you go upstairs, see, I didn't know. Doctors have copays, but I didn't know if they would consider this a doctor visit or a procedure visit. Procedures don't have copays, not with my insurance. They just, you get it done, and they calculate how much you owe, and then that's that. They pay their part, and then you owe what you owe. Well, neither one of them charged the copay, so I didn't have to pay. But she had told me, she said, well, after you go up there, she said, come back down here to me and let me know so I know if it's my system or not. So I went back down there. I said, honey, they didn't make me pay, so I can't tell you. She said she had about 12 people, at least, since I had left. She said, and everybody's went through. I'm like, well, I don't know what happened. She said, you better call your bank. I said, I'm going to call my bank. Well, I'm going down the interstate. Forgot I was picking my groceries up today. I got David to fix it to where I can get them on Thursdays instead of Fridays if I can, because it's not near as crowded as Fridays. And I set it up to pick them up after the visits. Well, I heard a little notification on my phone, and that's when it dinged in my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got groceries to pick up. So the bank is right there at Walmart. I got my groceries. I swung by the bank, and I went in. I said, I need to talk to somebody and tell me why my card was declined. And she said, well, let me see it. So she took it, and she said, nope. She said, must have been their system. She said, because it's fine. She said, and I'm assuming she could see how much I had. And she's like, and I'm assuming you had enough to cover that water. I'm like, yes. It was $1.83. $1.83 for a bottle of water. Anyway, good thing I didn't get it, because then when I went upstairs, I told that little girl I couldn't hardly talk. My mouth was sticking together. She said, cotton mouth? I said, yeah. She goes, here, I got water. And so she gave me a water for free. Wasn't that nice? Since I was stupid enough and left mine in the car. But anyway, she said that they've been having some troubles with cards here and there and hers and this and that, but if you get declined and you got money in the bank, it's embarrassing, because you know they thinking you trying to scam. And if you don't have money and you trying to scam, then that's on you, and you should be embarrassed. But if you got money and your card is just acting up, that's embarrassing. And I needed gas, but I wasn't going to stop and sit decline in case it was, because Davis has his completely cut off without warning. And then he'd call and they said, oh yeah, well there was a breach, and we had to for the safety of your blah blah blah, and didn't even tell him. And so he's a truck driver. He cannot be out in the middle of the night without some kind of card. Well, I mean, he's got credit cards, but you know what I mean, if he went to go use his debit card or something. So anyway, that's all. Ain't that been this a whole bunch of nothing? What is it? Which one is it? Is it Seinfeld They call the show about nothing. Ain't that what they call it? We used to watch Seinfeld all the time. You remember the one who played the tall, oh my gosh, what's his name? The one that played the goofy tall one with the dark hair. It's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, do you remember him? He was on a show back in the day called, I think it was called Fridays. Was it called Fridays? Something like that. And he did a character where he was a kid playing army men on a dirt hill. Kramer, that's his name. That was the dumbest thing I ever seen, and I laughed my butt off at it every time I seen it. Every time. So, anyway, I wish I had something to tell y'all. Oh, goat, he ain't done nothing. Okay, hold on. Okay, can you see my glasses? It's right here. I can't finish that coffee. That daggum, that's a dirt dauber. I can't see from here, it's a dirt dauber or a regular wasp one. He come just right here of me, and I got my stuff, and it didn't come out in a stream. It come out in, it's everywhere. There's a foam everywhere, and it blew right back in my face. Listen, it's that time of year. Y'all know I don't do the bees. I don't. Let me try not to drink that coffee. Right? I will tell you this, old Uncle Eddie, you know, when he moved out, they bulldozed that house. That was my great aunt's. Hold on. Let me get my fly swatter ready. Oh, Lord, the lizards have pooped on it. That right there, that's lizard poop. Listen, squirrel poop too, I'm sure. The white, if you see little bitty around like your porch or your set or something, little bit. Okay, mister. Little bitty poops with a brown on one end and a white on the other end. That's those little skinks, the little blue-tailed skinks that crawl around your foundation and whatnot. That's what flares are like. Hers are looser, but the white part is their urea. Isn't that interesting fact? Fun fact. So they have pooped on my fly swatter. It's all around up here. I think some of this is squirrels though. They come up in here. So far they haven't been digging in my plants, but they come up in here and dig in my little plants. Oh, I got more deal dying. I knew it. I told David I bought 3 deal plants because I want to make him his favorite pickles. I bought 3 deal plants, hedged my bets in case one died. Well, one died and I already had to take it out. Now there's half of another one dead because I don't have anything out here that requires really good watering because the 3 plants that are out here are pretty hardy as far as watering goes. I'm going to end up, if I don't keep it up, I'm going to end up having to buy that stuff at the store. I figured it would be cheaper this way than to buy those little packs at the store, but if I don't keep it watered, I guess that's just money just down the drain. So I was going to tell you, Uncle Eddie's house, when he moved out, it's grown up where they bulldozed it and everything. It's all grown up now. And my cousin who lives the next house down, see, all this back in through here was family land, and she's the last of the family on it, on her part. And she come up in here one day talking about, you see anybody going down that road? I said, no, I ain't seen nobody. I'm in here in my chair, I don't see nothing. Listen, I'm out here on the porch, that's the only time I see something. She said, well, she could tell from the back of her house how they go down in there. She said somebody was down in there messing. I said, well, they don't nobody belong down in there, because the house down in there is my cousin's house, what used to be my great aunt and uncle's house, who helped raise me. That's who taught me how to pitch horseshoes. We was talking about that on the tag. Daddy Doc, he taught me how to pitch horseshoes when I was a little girl. Anyway, and I still got the slingshot. He made me too. He made me a slingshot. He's the one that let me cook beans on the out in the driveway, you know, over the little fire with the can and everything. He's the one that he let me do all that kind of stuff. Plunder around his shop with him, old dirt floor, and he dip snuff, and you had to watch where you walked because it was just patoon. There it went. Anyway, so there, barns down there. His shop has still got stuff down in there. Linda said the house is down there when my cousin, she died, and then her son, it took battling her husband. Her son finally got it, and then he lost it, so it's been gone. But anyway, somebody's been driving down through there plundering. The driveway's growed up, but you could see tire tracks where they matted down the old grass, you know. Well, the other day I come up through there. Whoever owns that land, he dug up some dirt and put a big old, I guess you'd say a berm, big old pile of dirt in front of the driveway, which is just about dumb because you go right around that tree and get right back on the driveway. You ain't got this, there ain't a house there no more. You go right around the tree and you're right back on the driveway. So I don't know what he was hoping to accomplish, but that's what he did. So, all right, well, that's all I know. I wish I did have something more fun to tell you, but I can't think of nothing. That'll just have to do for today till I can hang up and think of something. Ain't that what happens when you talk on the phone? You hang up and then you think of it. So, all right, well, love you. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you have a good weekend. And I will see you on my next video.